Well, I just started a project and I realized I should be recording it on video. So I found these nice chunky pieces of wood connected to a pallet. I took the pallet apart and saved the ones that were not too mangled up. This is, yeah, that's, I don't know what this is. Hemlock maybe? So there's a nice long piece. See here, it starts here and it goes all the way down there. That's like 50 inches long or something. And there are a couple of shorter pieces that I salvaged. So I glued these together and they're setting overnight. I used this stuff. And I'm going to be making this into a 1 or maybe 2 string electric bass. And who knows? It'll sound interesting at the very least. It's got holes in it, you know, but I plan to route out this section and put the pickup there, and this will be the thing. I'll just bolt the strings to one end, and I did actually buy I have an extra string winder thing. I don't know what those are called. There's a word right up here that indicates what the thing is I'm talking about. So we'll see how this turns out. After this sets overnight, I'm going to plane it nice and smooth, at least to make it look good. If it sounds good, that'll be good too. Okay, so here's the pickup, and it screws down into these little sections here, and this connector fits into this little groove here, and the wire will go down through that hole. So this will sit here like that. It's kind of wobbly, but I made it too big just in case. So that goes there, and this whole thing came in a kit that is, they advertise it as you don't need to solder it. I don't mind soldering, but I thought this would be interesting. So everything comes with these little cables that you just slide in, and this for the volume. This is where you plug in your cable, and I made this hole. You didn't see that part, but I routed out that hole, a little pocket. This cable will go down through here,
through the slot in the bottom, and around to the hole beneath the pickup, which I can't find. I'll try later. But the cable fits
into here. And then this one will go through the slot and connect to this, which will be the bridge that holds the strings, or the string. It's a grounding cord. And this, for those of you who know, is a passive pickup. That means it's not powered. A lot of electric guitars have a 9-volt battery connected to their pickup, and this one is passive. So I didn't need to make a separate box for a battery. Although if I wanted to, I could put it in here. So that's why I made it kind of big and kind of spacious, so that I could fit a battery right in there. So that's the next phase, is the wiring. I'm going to make you fit. Ta-dam! I have holes. These things that winds up the string. Sliced this off to make it look like a bass guitar. Just in case I decided I wanted more, I have made space for 2 more holes. And I drilled the holes for here too. So we'll see if I want to do that. All right, as you see, it's sideways now because I've sawn all the way down there. And as you also see, I've totally missed the line. So it's about a 1/4 inch sideways. So that's a problem. But I did cut this way. So now these will fit hopefully just right, like that. As you remember, I thought that I had messed up by cutting one end longer, thicker than the other, but I just sanded it down. So now this is fine. I just have to decide later maybe if I want to even keep this 3rd hole down here. I might. I don't know. It's a work in progress, but currently all I think I have to do is stick this through and screw it down. Have you ever seen one of these before? It's spring loaded inside here, so when you push down it snaps and makes a little point in the wood where you want to drill. So I'm going to get this situated. So I need to make that a little shorter. But I think the idea is good, and I'm just going to plug it in to see if it makes any noise. How about that? That will make a good experiment for the end of the day. That works. Well, I finished a number of tasks off camera. I routed out a little shelf here inside this chamber. And then I cut from this piece of plywood that I found in the trash a little square that'll fit right in there. So now the task is to drill some holes in here for these two components to go through. Okay, so this end, this little wire, gets connected to the other end of this bolt as it goes through here. So I've got to make sure it's long enough. Yup. This, as we remember, goes up through here. So looks like green goes on that side. Well, I found this barbecue scraper, and I think the plastic is rigid enough but soft enough to make a good bridge. So I'm just going to go over here and cut it and find out. Yeah, funnily enough, this is the end of it. It feels just like the plastic from these terminal blocks. It's just a little rougher. So I think it's going to work. All I got to do is kind of sand it off and make it smooth. So I'm going to do that. Well, here it is, all finished. I will bring the camera closer in a few seconds to give you a little flyover, because I think the top of it's not even in frame. It's a very long instrument. So before I do, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I made it, because obviously it's not a finely made instrument. It's not made for professionals to use on stage or on studio albums. It's just for me to make noise with in this room here. So that's why my whole goal, I don't think I talked about this, but my whole goal was to get the longest string possible. And that's why I bought these. Doctor.
Actually, it's DR, the initials of the founders.
But they're extra long strings. I think that just means that they're a couple inches longer than regular bass strings. But that was the whole goal. So I'll just make noise with this and run it through effects pedals and see what kind of sound I can make. So I wanted to make this video not as an instructional video of like how to make a bass guitar, because obviously I made some mistakes and I used some sketchy techniques, and and I probably didn't even assemble this correctly. So it's just an inspirational video, hopefully for you to watch, to see, you know, this nut job did it, so why can't I? Or I want to make a different thing. I want to make a pogo stick. So, you know, why not? Try it. And that's hopefully what you bring away from this. But in the meantime, before you go, I will do a little flyover of this beautiful instrument. I think it's beautiful. I made it. And then play some music with it, just to experiment. I think it'll be the first, or maybe some snippets of the first jam session I will make with this. So let's start with the flyover. Oh wait, oh I already have it. Yeah, I'm just gonna plug it in. I plugged it in already, and I'm just. This is the volume knob. That is very loud and deep. So this isn't actually, I was going to also say that this I didn't actually make it with frets, because I don't intend to play it the way real bass players play their instruments. I'm just going to be using it to make noise. I'll show you some details right now. Isn't that pretty? That is a really pretty wood. I just put a coat of tung oil on there, and it really brings out the grain and makes it look pretty. Here's the brand name of the pickup. And I did decide just to use 2 strings. I did drill a hole for a 3rd if I wanted. I don't think I want to just yet, especially because of the mistake I made. We'll look at that. Oh yeah, and here's where a hole was just from a bolt in the pallet. I filled that with a dowel, and a really interesting void here. Hopefully that doesn't cause any structural problems. And my barbecue scraper thing, and here's the hole I made for the 3rd string. I might still use it, I don't know. It's pretty darn close. See, I didn't actually consider that problem. So there's a problem there, and obviously the other problem is that it hasn't been cut to that level yet. I might see it. Look, there's my little pencil mark. I still might cut it there. I don't know. I kind of like 2 strings. And here are my little bushings I made from the PVC. Oh, let me turn it over, because I did insert a piece of wood back here to cover the electronics. These holes were supposed to go through to hold the the screws through the wood, but that didn't actually turn out very well, so I just used some wood screws and screwed them in. So yeah, that's the guitar. Let me just for the record, I'll see how long it is. Okay, so from the bridge to the other end is 43.5 inches. And these are not attached. They're just being held down by the strings. So I couldn't bring them closer if I wanted to. But I don't think I want to. I want to make them nice and long. So yeah, that's a bit longer. Let's take a look at yeah, that's 36 inches. So quite a bit. So that's 6 inches longer. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. Yes. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to play that and have a lot of fun with it. So, okay, as an addendum, I want to point out that I decided to put a fingerboard on here after all, because the strings were riding just a little bit too close to this, and I thought maybe I would like to divide the strings, because it was kind of boring just having a long string with a big deep voice. So now I'll play it.